Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. This is not the successor to the Octatrack we wanted. At the first glance, Tonverk is and I am disappointed! No crossfader, no direct from SD card streaming in spite of the pedestrian 4GB of RAM, nebulous polyphony tech specs, atrocious loading, saving and boot up times, and as of now its main feature, auto multisampling. Known from massive industry standard studio centerpieces like a nanobox Tangerine, is devoid of any editing facilities, sets are stored in a proprietary format, and best of all, it doesn't work properly. As is tradition, there is no overbridge support on release, but hey, it's Elektron's first polyphonic sampler. So we might wanna cut them some slack, in addition to regular sampling and the aforementioned multis. You will find so-called subtracks, which allow you to assign 8 samples to a kit-like structure with simplified sample playback. That's all. In spite of the slight touches of teal, there are no Digitone FM engines, and in its current state you won't find any time stretching, slicing or other essentials known from its more mundane sampling siblings. You can, however, still indulge in the hi-fi tone of modern multimode filtering, dial in the usual envelopes and explore the mind-melting goodness of up to 3 LFOs per playback entity. These 8 half-baked sampling tracks aside, Elektron went all in on internal FX and sophisticated routing possibilities. The 3 cents come with their own sequencing tracks now and can be loaded with more specialized algos instead of the great-sounding yet more generic chorus, delay and reverb of other Elektron machines. Quite similar to the Octatrack, you can also implement insert FX with a bunch of unironically awesome processing options like chrono, pitch and dirt shaper. Some of these FX programs, first and foremost warble and frequency warper, are reserved for the upper echelons of the signal flow chart, which leads us to the 4 buses, which again come with their own sequencer lanes, LFOs and MIDI capabilities and can be used for summing and processing. In contrast to the 2 inserts per bus, you will have to make do with only 1 insert on the master. I have yet to grasp the concept of Supertracks. DAWless veterans might be painfully aware of the challenges that come with polyphonic sequencing, and Elektron came up with quite a few great ideas on how to tackle them. While the velocity-less 1-octave keyboard doubles as a synth freak rage bait, it gives sufficiently precise information on where you dropped notes on the sequencer lane and works great in step edit mode. I bemourn the tragic loss of page LEDs, but the extended pattern length of up to 256 steps is much appreciated, as is polyphonic microtiming. There are quite a few literal and figurative accelerator pads for your workflow, quick transposition and transformation of patterns, dedicated sequencer lanes for locks if that's your thing, and the new performance mode is a temporary storage area for your settings that allows for risk-free experimentation. Abandon all hope that the powerful Elektron Arpeggiator will ever make it onto Digitakt II. Chord mode is nice, And there are, of course, scales for the musically challenged. 6 outputs are better than 2, lockable USB for power and computer communication is cool, but doesn't offer any host functionality, the preset browser is unfinished, and I'm sure DeckSaver will welcome the new form factor of Leak fame with open arms. Tonverk is cheaper than a new Octatrack MK2, most probably for a reason. Elektron's new instrument comes with nice features that would have made for a great firmware update for their existing products. Are they worth the hefty price tag? You have already heard Tonewerk in today's intro tune. By now I can hammer that arrangement into Elektron gear almost without listening, but I added finishing touches in Ableton. Let's explore a few of the presets. Wasn't so hard. Sure, the workflow is still rough around the edges and the multi-patches are a black box, but you can get started right away if you are familiar with the Elektron way of thinking. The presets are more on the arty side. Do you remember the failed Waldorf Rocket autosampling attempt from the introduction? I wanna know if we can find a scale that doesn't involve any delayed notes and put some classic Boom Bap samples through the new FX. The upgraded polyphonic sequencer is great, and I'm a big fan of the FX section, allowing for plenty of dirt from the otherwise clean sounding instrument. Without overbridge and multi-track USB audio, integration into a computer setup is not exactly easy. Time to do it anyway and curse ourselves through this lo-fi PSX soundtrack destined to show up in a 2045 Nostalgia Low Poly Mix playlist on Dystopia Tube. Tonverk sounds awesome, and although Elektron is kind of late to the party, I appreciate their take on polyphonic sampling while staying true to their original music-making approach. That being said, it is blatantly unfinished, and while I expect a somewhat steady stream of updates, I'm not sure how important its slim set of USPs actually is to potential users, especially given the conservative tech specs and self-confident price tag. We, the music tech lovers of 2025, have become used to being the beta testers for our favorite brands, but I would say the alpha stage is better handled in-house. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and use one of the links down below that support the channel regardless of what your gas commands you to buy.